I'm not really sure as to who the last member of team Team Excitement will be, as I said before. But as for team tag match player, I'm gonna say, you know what? I have a few theories about how they're going to use this guy, but I'm going to say, just as a tentative pick, I'm saying that the last member of Team Teddy is going to be the Miz. I think they're going to turn him face.
What?
Yeah. It's just a hunch that I have.
I don't know.
They can do one of two things with Miz at WrestleMania, and this is the more possible one, because the other theory that I had is that that's the more possible one is him turning face. The other theory that I have, and I know this is going to sound a little crazy, but I think that they might actually have him interfere with the Hell in a Cell match.
Hell in a Cell? I thought you were going to say the John Cena fight.
Yeah.
I would have said, I would have said, that makes sense. But the Hell in a Cell?
I don't think he's going anywhere near the Rock Cena thing. I think that I honestly
think that would actually make sense, especially if he doesn't have a match. Like these guys were like pushing him back in the WrestleMania 27 thing, and he was the WWE champion, and now that he doesn't have a match, it makes perfect sense for an egotistical, annoying son of a gun to interfere with their fight. So?
No, and honestly, here's the thing: you could actually make a pretty good storyline with it if he does so happen to interfere, and if the Undertaker streak does end, which I doubt it will, but if it does,
this is Triple H we're talking about.
Yeah, I know, and it's definitely within the realm of possibility because Triple H's ego. I'm surprised it took him 3 hours to get into the building last night through the loading dock because he had to squeeze his ego through. But it's actually kind of funny because you could have Miz say something like, you didn't end Taker's streak, I did. It's entirely responsible for me and me alone.
It's a Hell in a Cell match. How do you interfere?
Because they go to the outside all the time. Come on, man.
Undertaker is not going. That man is probably pissed scared of going up there, and I don't blame him. After all the stuff that's gone on with him, first of all, in the Mankind match, he nearly fell through the cage because the cage was so cheap back in those days.
Knowing how Undertaker has almost killed himself at every single WrestleMania for the last couple of years, I don't think fear is an option for him.
Well, he pretty much is dead already, so what worse can happen? Well, kayfabe-wise, of course.
Yeah, so, I mean, Miz will do something, and he'll do something big, because there's no reason for him not to be at WrestleMania, and they're playing this up way too much.
Yeah.
For him
He's
not to be used. So, I'm thinking either they're going to turn him face by having him join a team player, or they're gonna have him interfere with the Hell in a Cell.
We're going to go to our first call now at 708. What's up? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Jay. This is Brian from Chicago.
What's up? We have the same name.
Uh-oh, Jay just broke kayfabe.
He just broke J-Fave.
J-Fave, yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, I don't know if I'm the only one that likes what they're doing with The Miz because it gets us kind of behind him, like the internet fans kind of behind him, rooting for him, wondering why he's not getting the push he is. Huh?
There are internet fans for The Miz? Oh, well, you and me are the only ones. and
Jay.
JW don't count.
But to be honest, I don't think he's at the star power where he can interfere with a match like The Rock versus John Cena. I doubt they'll do it, but that would just be terrible if they tried to do that. Do you think that'd be a good idea for him to get involved?
As big as a fan as I am of The Miz, I don't think it would be a good idea. I 100% get exactly what you're saying there because it'll be more, instead of a situation like, oh shit, The Miz just interfered in the main event. It'll be like, what the fuck? The Miz just interfered in the main event? Like, are you fucking serious? Like,
I think Goofy behind doing in there.
Yeah, that'll probably be the situation there. So, yeah, I don't think it'll be a good idea.
I think it would be a good idea, but as long as he doesn't screw the match over. But then again, you would have to make it a no DQ match, and that would be overbooking.
Honestly, I could see him. I could
And
see
you
him
have a problem with that
something.
overbooking?
You can't just have the guy do nothing. That's my issue with it. Is that you can't just have the guy, just sitting there playing with himself before during the biggest show of the year, especially when you have him doing all this publicity, this media relations stuff, what with appearing on Psych and doing all that sort of thing. You can't just have him sitting there playing with himself during the biggest show of the year. You have to have him make an impact. And honestly, they're building this up so much that I really do think there's a legit chance that he'll be that he could play a part in one of the bigger matches. Like maybe he will interfere in the WWE Championship match. Maybe he will interfere in the Elimination Chamber match, or an Elimination Chamber, Hell in a Cell, whatever. They're both structures of steel or something like that. But you can't just have him sit, or you could have him turn face and do something with his character in that sense. I don't know, just do something. You can't just have him sitting there.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that they have Mick Foley back. I am one of the type of wrestling fans where I don't want to see old guys get in the ring and hurt themselves. Oh, Emac, okay, you have to get your reference. I know. Have him fight John Morrison. It makes sense.
Or even better, have him fight Wyatt Barra.
Yeah, but he has that thing with his arm.
Dislocate his shoulder.
But yeah, I just completely threw me off track. Blooper reel, Botchamania. but yeah, I think that the Miz is gonna get the Kurt Angle treatment. I'm kind of the historian now. Back at WrestleMania 17, Kurt Angle, this is the exact same thing that happened, almost episode for episode. And the night before Mania, Chris Benoit came out and said, "You know what? I don't have anything to do. You want to fight?" And he was like, "Oh, sure." And they fought, and I won't spoil who won, even though it was 11 years ago. But I won't spoil who won. Fantastic match. It ended up being one of the best matches on the card. But
wait
check
a minute,
it out.
how the hell can you spoil something that happened 11 years ago?
Because some people don't know. Some people,
Really,
there was a lot of close.
Half our audience wasn't born yet. No, I'm kidding.
There was a lot of close calls in the match. I hate when I know who's gonna win and there's a lot of close calls in the match. But yeah, did I say Chris Benoit? Who the hell is that?
That's like strike two. You only got one more to go.
Chris Ben. All right.
It's weird it's just weird to see Miz in the position like this, and it is I did like how they brought up King Kong Bundy and everything like that. It was a very good promo that he cut. He does he does sort of he does need that bump a little bit. He needs something to click inside of him where he just cuts these promos consistently, and I think that he's sort of started to level out a little bit, where before he was cutting really, really good promos, then he just sort of fell off and kind of became flat. I think he's starting to level off a little bit, but he could use a little bit more of a bump. And I think that's what they're trying to do with him. It's like they do need to change his character up a little bit more, because now it's just become so stagnant that you really can't you really can't relate to the guy, you really can't get behind the guy, you really can't boo the guy. So you really do you really do need to do something with him, and really any sort of character development at WrestleMania, it couldn't possibly hurt at this point. So really, it's like, what are you gonna harm? What harm is it gonna do? It's like, you're pretty much pissing in an ocean of piss, if anything. So
I agree with everything you said, Sue. But the thing is, for me, doing nothing and interfering in one of the main events of WrestleMania, there is a whole hell of a lot of space in between that. And while Miz interfering in one of those matches at WrestleMania, it won't do any harm to him. Could do some harm to the actual match that he's interfering in. So that's a debate that we've had on this show, and it'll probably continue for the next week and a half into WrestleMania as to what Miz's role at the show is going to be. But like I said, I agree with you. Something at this point has to happen. Something does.
Pro Wrestling Talk Radio, the show where wrestling fans rate and debate the hottest topics in the world of wrestling in a respectful.
There's nothing new that I can say about Dolph Ziggler. I'll just say that his character has grown on me the same way that a tumor grows on a fucking brain. Forget this guy.
And courteous manner.
Come on now. I liked the Divas match at a pay-per-view a couple of months ago, and y'all wanted to send me to a fucking mental institution.
We still do.
Well, hell, after all of this, y'all will be joining me there, so at least I'll have a little bit of company.
So make sure you tune into Pro Wrestling Talk Radio, live Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern on PWFEmpire.com for some good, wholesome fun.
Absolutely ridiculous. This feud is so stupid. No, I don't even care if it's your opinion. What moron would like this feud?
Me?
Oh, sorry.